Well, today's conclusion, Julian, from the coroner finally provides some recognition that Luke Ashton's gambling disorder contributed to his death, and that the betting company Betfair could have done more to help him before he took his own life. Now, Luke had 2 children and a wife called Annie. He's been described by many as a hard-working family man and was only 40 years old when he died in April 2021. Throughout this inquest, we've heard from Luke's wife, who said that her husband had a gambling addiction that he did not understand or recognise, and that it was causing him pain and harm. He admitted to her that he had taken out loans and accumulated a debt of around £18,000 in 2019. There's also been examinations of Luke's betting records, which showed he gambled up to 100 times a day when his wife was in bed. We've also heard in this inquest how Annie believed that her husband stopped gambling at the end of 2019, but that he started again during the pandemic when he was put on furlough from his full-time job. Now, unfortunately, Luke is one of many people who have been negatively impacted by gambling, as Will Prochaska from Gambling with Lives explains.
Our top estimates, about 20% of the public are affected negatively by gambling in this country. And in terms of suicides, as I said, up to 500 a year, we're seeing approximately 1 family a week approach us for support at this moment, which has increased over the past year. So we're seeing this issue likely getting worse rather than better. Again, we desperately need the government to step in and do something about it.
Well, earlier today, in fact, just less than an hour ago, Luke's wife, Annie, stood on the steps outside Leicester Coroner's Court to share her thoughts on today's conclusion.
The coroner's conclusion confirms what I have always believed, that gambling caused Luke's death. The recording for the first time ever of gambling disorder as the cause of Luke's death is very welcome and vindicates what I have argued all along, that gambling is destructive, destroys families and causes suicide. For us, it doesn't change the fact that Luke is not with us, but we are pleased that the coroner agrees that the measures should be put in place to prevent other families going through what we have.
OK, so yes, some measures could be put in place. But Bradley, the inquest was also significant for another reason, isn't it?
That's right, CL. Yeah, I mentioned that company Betfair earlier, and they were one of the main operators used by Luke Ashton, which is owned by Flutter UK and Ireland, who were named an interested person in the inquest. Now, what's significant about this is that it's thought to be the first time, actually, that a gambling operator has been formally involved in an inquest in this way. And earlier this month, Ian Brown, the chief exec of Flutter UK and Ireland, said in a statement that they are constantly learning and updating their processes and have made many changes over the past 3 years to make gambling with their brands even safer. They said they will incorporate any additional learnings from this tragic case into their controls. Of course, today's conclusion from the coroner has provided some clarity for the family, but nothing will bring back this father of 2 who was described today as a bright, happy and bubbly person.
OK, Bradley Harris from Leicester, thank you.